OK, Saoirse McHugh, if the likes of President Macron want us to move to closer cooperation, what are we going to say to them?
No thanks, Macron. I would like to see Ireland cooperating more, especially on things like climate action, on things like consolidated corporate tax base. But I don't ever foresee a situation where we'll be forced into a greater union that we don't want to. I don't see how we'd be forced into greater military union.
OK, Saoirse McHugh, what about Apple, the tax on Apple?
Oh, I think we should definitely take the tax from Apple. And I'm not talking about our tax rate.
Before the court makes a decision?
Well, we disputed that. It was there and we disputed it, so it has gone to the court now. But in terms of allowing companies hide stuff here, a lot of profit-shifting tools are OECD compliant, but there's still companies hiding profits here that should be taxed elsewhere. And so, in effect, all we're doing is allowing these companies steal from other countries' infrastructure, education, health, environment budgets. And on the other hand, you know, the Irish people are the most charitable people in Europe, and we're filling troker boxes while companies are hiding billions of euro in Ireland.
OK, Saoirse, very briefly.
I was just wondering what you're saying. So is that tax rate available to all companies, or is it just companies above a certain size? Because they're still competing with small companies who do pay their tax.
The tax structure was available to Apple, was available to any other company as well.
Any other company.
Okay.
So
Nobody else knew about it.
One person, you know, employing 3 people.
Is it available to...
OK, Saoirse McHugh, the system of direct provision has been criticised. But what's the alternative? Because if you allow people to put down roots while they're waiting for an adjudication on an asylum application, and they put down roots in the community and then the application is refused, it's very difficult then to try and make them leave.
Yeah, but there are so many people in direct provision who would only love to be able to put down roots. There are people in direct provision for years on end, and they should be allowed work, as our courts have said, because as it stands, the frustration and these awful conditions, and I can't understand, because everyone criticises it, I can't understand how it's still happening. Like, the only group pushing for direct provision must be the group making money from it. But we need to treat these people with dignity and respect, and if that means allowing them to put down roots if they so...
Hold on a second, I'll get you to you in a minute.
And
Peter.
just as Peter Casey was interrupting me, I'd say millionaires scapegoating migrants is an old trope and it's boring. OK, Saoirse McHugh, some people members of the panel might disapprove of what Peter Casey said, but if there are genuine concerns and they aren't acknowledged and they aren't dealt with, they could turn into something much nastier, couldn't they? Yeah. And this is why I do have a problem with platforming these, like, incoherent, fear-mongering views, because it looks like it's just for attention, Peter. You haven't an idea what you're talking about. You're an economic migrant yourself. Didn't you go off to America to make money?
I didn't ask for a house when I got to Australia. I didn't ask for a house when I went to America.
Look, you're totally inventing this. I suppose the thing we have to remember is...
I got off the plane and I started working.
So many people in Ireland...
Someone else could have had your house.
Could you please allow Saoirse to...
So many people in Ireland, especially people in Donegal, the people of Arran used to go to Scotland picking potatoes. The people of Achill used to go to Scotland picking potatoes. And what ended up happening was they'd be run from towns because of people pumping up people saying, this is why you're poor. And not, look, don't look at me, I'm just a millionaire, but you're poor because of those poor people. Hold on. And what ended up happening was a gang of lads were locked in a shed and it was set fire to. Because there's real repercussions to this absolute nonsense. Go on Dancing with the Stars if you want the attention.
OK, Saoirse McHugh, you have never been elected to anything. I don't think you've never even been a county councillor. Do you really think the European Parliament is the place to go with the training wheels on?
Yeah, I think I'm well capable, and I think there's far more things in experience that make someone a good MEP. There's honesty, there's the ability to work hard, perspective, passion, and I have all those things. And there's been quite a lot of experienced politicians who have gotten us into the state we're in now, in terms of poverty, in terms of climate breakdown. And I don't really think we have time for the status quo anymore.